Hey, good morning. It is 4:15 in the morning in beautiful Joplin, Missouri. Yep, hi. My name is Peter, and I'm enjoying a delicious cup of coffee. Turbo Fish, what's up? Good morning. So, yeah, this is the normal time I got up. I've already eaten breakfast. I'm on my, I was about a halfway down a cup of coffee, so I refilled it. I may have to walk away in a moment, fill more, because I just drink a bunch of coffee right off the bat. Uh, get ready to go. Bolo's here. He's eating. He's gone for his walk. I wake up at about 3:45. It took me about 10 minutes to get out of bed this morning. So I'll be with you for a few minutes until I have to jump in the shower and get ready for there. Oh, you work nights? Okay. Well, I work early mornings, so I get to get that organized. And I used to work nights. I worked the graveyard, for about 3 years. I worked as a hotel night auditor when I was in school. And when I started my career, my first full-time shift was overnight. They moved me to evenings and to days, and then to early mornings. And so I've done this early morning shift. I've been doing what I've been doing for almost 30 years, and I've done this for about a third of it. Now, sanitation operation in the middle of the night. The one thing I liked about overnight working the graveyard was that you could go and once you got done with everything, once you got home, you could go out and run a personal errand or two. Nobody's around, go to sleep. The problem for me was I was like 22 years old, 20 years old. And you want to hang out with your friends and do stuff, and you really couldn't. It's because Eric goes, "Hey, let's go to the club at 8 or at 9 p.m." Yeah, I got to go to work. So it's that's the only thing I really disliked about it. I liked the idea of up all night, sleep all day. You remember that song? Up all night, sleep all day. Yeah, so that was good. See, this morning I haven't fed the fish yet. I'll do that here. I'll give them a little feeding before I jump in the shower, and it's I've got to go and I'm gonna shave and everything. I'm gonna be looking pretty slick. And I have like a meeting today, so like I have to bring a suit coat with me. It's gonna be like 99 degrees in beautiful Joplin today. It's not that hot, like 95. It's hot. Try time outside, way less people. Yeah, that I like that. Yeah, get one fun night a month. Yeah, that's good. Trust me, it's people don't realize how many people they'll work overnight. I mean, it is you know, it's a bigger amount of people than folks realize. There's a lot of factories. My ex-wife worked for she's an accountant, and she worked for a factory for a couple of years. Um, that it had operations, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and that 7 days a week, 24 hours a day operation. The only time they were closed is holidays. So Christmas, New Year's, that type of stuff, Thanksgiving. It would be closed that weekend, but essentially it was up and running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And so and they had the same amount of staff in that factory that was there at 10 a.m. was there at 1 a.m. The same amount of people. So it's it's a really an important deal. It's we cannot operate with people, our society, without people who work graveyard, who work the overnight. It's just there's no way to do things. And I'll tell you what, though, I find myself being like my dad. My dad was like the king of up to bed early, up early, and I think it came from he grew up on a farm, not a big farm, but a small farm. And as a kid, he was out there. He was out there feeding the cows, feeding doing stuff around the yard. For a reason, his dad took care of the chickens. He was out there early. Hey, Bolo, what's up? Bolo's right now over here. Normally, he's on the left side. Don't ask me why he goes to the right side. Yeah, my dad, my grandfather, has a diary that I hope to get. I know it's probably at my sister's house in storage. Is that it's like a 5-year diary where my grandfather kept the temperature each day, the high and the low, plus he kept how many eggs were laid by the chickens. If a chicken died, and you go through that, and it was just a matter of fact. It was just the data. Now, my dad grew up in quote unquote a rural farm, but today it is suburban Minneapolis. It's like a second ring suburb. I grew up in that suburb. I'll tell you what, it was kind of neat growing up in a place where my dad grew up, where my grandfather and grandmother lived, and my aunts and uncles. Let me tell you something. As a kid, and I grew up in a time where kids were more free range. It's my parents would go, okay, be home. During the summer, you do your chores, do stuff around the house. My mom would give us something to do in the morning, which we all bitched about, and then we would be out playing all day. You had to come home for lunch, and you had to come home for dinner, and we go out after dinner and just run around with our friends all day long. Well, okay. Okay, now he's laying down. He's happy. It's just something. Okay, let me fill up my coffee. Hold on. Let me get my coffee, everybody. All right. 1 second. Hey, Polo. Come on. All right. Here we go. All right. I filled up the Joe. It's all good. Yeah, it's so the whole process, I bought a house and I haven't started the full gardening yet, but next year I will. This year it was just so much work when I first got into the house. I love growing the vegetables. I love packing stuff away and doing that type of thing. I bought the seeds, I bought a couple of things, but I just didn't have time to set up the garden. I got the bird feeders up. I got the fish room organized. Now I got to expand to the second fish room. It's it's all good. It's all good. So I'm kind of excited about the whole process. Yeah, but as a kid, it's my dad would get out in that garden after work, and he would get out there and till it, till the rows, and he would do that about every week or so, and I think it was just a way for him to to blow off stress, and so he would go and do that, and my mom would be would he enjoyed it a lot. In fact, my parents kept gardens up to the point of my mom's death. My dad didn't garden on his own after my mom passed away, but it's my mom made rhubarb pies and all that sort of stuff, which was good. And my dad, when I was a kid, he loved raising baby brine shrimp. We had a couple of aquariums growing up, but we didn't get that serious into it. I loved the fish. As a little kid, you want a goldfish. My dad got a goldfish, got a larger aquarium for the goldfish. Really, when it's all said and done, the aquarium was not the right size. But hey, what'd you know? There was no internet and all that sort of stuff back then. But the goldfish lived for years, and so that was kind of neat. So, well, maybe we had like 3 or 4 aquariums. I'm trying to think that through. I remember for Christmas one year, I must have been about 6 years old. I got my dad got me a 15-gallon aquarium with some really cool tetras, basically tetras and cories, and it was. My dad liked it more than anything else. I think he found it real peaceful, but he didn't become real good. My mom, one of her longtime friends, her husband had a complete fish room that I saw when I was a little kid. And, and he had, I'm not sure how many aquariums he had, but let's just say this was a fish room and it was more than a dozen aquariums. So, I really appreciated that a whole lot and went from there. All right, gang, that's it. I'm out of here. I gotta shower and get going. It's about 4:30. You guys have a great day. Thanks for watching, and great catching up with you, Turbo. And have a good rest of your night to work. See y'all later on.